Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the Ottawa Valley Mom Show. I'm Crystal.
I'm Erin.
I'm Trisha.
And I'm Mel.
And on today's episode, we're talking all things Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is coming up in the next 10 days. So we're just going to touch on, some things that we do with Valentine's Day, what it's like post-children on Valentine's Day, and all things Valentine's Day. So
Bound chick, wow.
we don't need to go there necessarily.
I just did.
So, do you guys do a lot? Do you guys celebrate for Valentine's Day?
I can go first. Prior to, always. That's right. Prior to always, I think Valentine's Day is like an over-commercialized reason to just go out and spend money, on chocolate and cards and flowers, etc. But at the same time, I think it's a fantastic reminder to make sure, especially once you have children, to make sure to keep the romance alive. Mm-hmm. So for me this year, and I'll be blogging about some of it, and I think we might all blog about a little bit of it. Just reminding myself to keep my relationship as important as being a mom and being a friend and being all those other things that I am, to make sure that I'm not just taking it for granted. Mm-hmm. So it's a reminder for me, but I'm not going to rush out and buy all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. The same with us. We've never really celebrated it. We always do something on Valentine's Day. I always get a card, and but I'm the same way. I like the idea of it because I think it makes people stop and just appreciate their relationships that they're in, and I don't know, it's just an excuse to get out on that night or whatever, stay in, whatever you happen to do. So I like it. I don't mind if someone gets me chocolates or flowers or, whatever. So feel free.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll do that.
That reminds me of high school when we had the candygrams.
Yes. Yeah, that was fun.
Did you have candygrams?
We did, yeah.
I hated though, they could send them anonymously.
Yes.
So I've got one, and I still, to this day, have no idea who sent it. It's probably you guys.
And I do like the idea of it, but at the same time, it's also kind of high school's a really sensitive time, and
if you don't get
also,
one.
it was a very exclusive thing too, and if you did get excluded, it didn't feel so great.
Yeah, I think we sent them to girlfriends. I remember in OAC or maybe grade 12, I sent it to a few of my girlfriends because it was one of those things. I wasn't with anybody at the time, so I feel bad for people that are single during Valentine's Day because it's kind of a reminder that I agree.
And what about you and Curtis?
Well, we don't have any kids, so we can go out for dinner and stuff whenever we want, but we make sure on Valentine's Day that we tend to go to our favorite restaurant. Mm-hmm. We usually go out for a movie because it's something that, even though we don't have kids, we both have very busy lives. Mm-hmm. So it's not something that we always get to do. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much, and I always tell him, don't buy flowers because, they're always so much more expensive on Valentine's Day. But, he buys me flowers, so
and
I just let it pass.
Do you mean it? Because I'm you don't have to buy me anything, but I don't mean it. I still want something.
I do?
I'm sorry. So if you're watching this, you know who.
I do, but I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't need them to spend a lot of money,
right.
but I would like them to remember that it's it.
Well, even I find my husband throughout the year, not even just on Valentine's Day, will sometimes bring home flowers. Yeah. Just even from the grocery store. Mm-hmm. One, I find that they last 2 weeks, and they're anywhere from $10 to $25, and you can get nice flowers. It's ridiculous how much they increase the prices, and it's only because they know that your partners or your husbands or your wives, they're gonna go out and they're gonna spend the money. Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous. So I say it and I mean it. Please do not go and spend $65 on roses because you can go and buy. It's just the thought that counts versus.
Well, and I'm not a big I like roses. Don't get me wrong, but that is not my favorite flower. So he knows the different ones I like. So they tend to be priced a little bit less. So he'll get those. But it's nice. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm I don't want him spending $60 on flowers that are gonna die sometimes within a few days.
So my husband and I have been together now for almost 14 years. So when we first started dating, it was a big thing. I wanted to do the Valentine's Day and wanted to go out. A lot of places you can't even make a reservation, some places. And I remember there was one year we were living in Renfrew, and we decided we were going to go down, and one of my favorite restaurants is Big Daddy's here in Ottawa. We went to come down. We got down into Ottawa, and it was an hour and a half wait. And Les is like, no. So we went to another restaurant, same kind of thing. And he is not like, he doesn't like big crowds and like he was very impatient. I said, well, let's just go to like Pizza Hut or like go somewhere just so we can sit. We drove all the way back to Renfrew and we didn't talk the entire way. We did the drive-through at Tim Hortons, got a sandwich. It was the worst time. And so then a couple days later, we just went out to a local restaurant in Renfrew and Les is like, you know, why couldn't we have just done this? Like, you know, why do we have to celebrate it on that day? So ever since, like, I was so pissed off. Like, I was so mad. Like, we drove all the way down, which was like an hour, to like a restaurant and then drove all the way back home and didn't do anything. And ever since that point I was like, okay, you know, like that's just me wanting to say, well, this is where I went and this is what we did, and you don't have to, I guess, buy into all that.
No. And I broke I was just gonna say I broke up with Steve like on a Valentine's Day a long time ago. Like we were only dating like not long, and I broke up with him on Valentine's Day, which is how awesome I am. That's right. So for me, it's kind of like, for a long time, Steve was very like sensitive about it, so Valentine's Day would roll around and he'd be like, are we okay? You know, like every Valentine's Day was like a little check, like, are you sure we're okay? And I'm like, yeah, we're fine. But, so for me, I was never really into it, like, at all. Like, we didn't even do dinner.
Yeah.
You know? So.
I find like last year, and the year before, my daughter was like 3 and 4. So we bought her stuff, like some stickers, a little Valentine book, and so when she woke up, she had that. And then we made a cake and like, you know, make a nice meal at home. And that's kind of how we celebrate it now. Like we celebrate it through her versus the two of us celebrating it. So not that we don't love each other, but you don't need to go out.
It's hard to get busy and
Well, I was gonna say I'm looking forward to when I have kids and doing Valentine's stuff with them. Like my mom still gives us a little Valentine's Day gift. But like just I love crafts and I love to be crafty, and so you know I'm looking forward to like making homemade Valentines with my kids, and you know even just putting some decorations around the house and celebrating it, like you said, through them or with them, and not focusing on each other, but focusing it on as a family.
Exactly.
So. Well, and it's so cute. Like last year was her first year in school, so she did Valentine's for everybody in her class, and then coming home with her little bag, you know, with all the Valentines and like, you know, I love you, Ava. And they were so cute.
I love that.
I know.
Yeah.
I was send Valentine's out this year. They make Johnny Depp Valentine cards because that's what I want.
No, but Mel, I'm sure could teach you how to make a Johnny Depp Valentine's Day card.
But we make the crafts, and you know, it becomes kind of not about them.
Yeah, last year actually, Carter was only, well, not a year, right? Yeah, not a year. And we weren't really going to do anything for it, and we were at the store, and it was Valentine's Day, and like I said, I didn't get him anything, and you know, we were kind of on a budget, so I didn't get him anything. And this man was in front of us, this elderly man, and he had a bear that has it was a gorilla, and has a heart, and it says, I love you. So the man went through the checkout, paid for it, and then he turned around and he said, here, this is for your son.
Aww.
I was like, oh my
really
gosh.
sweet.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. He said, I always buy a toy and give it to a kid in the store or wherever. And he's like, your son, he looks like he would like this. And he sleeps with it every night. It's in his crib.
That's cute.
Yeah, so I was like, and then I was kind of feeling guilty that we didn't get anything, but I'm like, you know what? Like I can tell him that what happened, and So this year I'll get him a stuffed animal and some crafts and
well, and 3 of us, we will be going to the Chio Gala in a couple days after Valentine's Day. So that's kind of like, you know, a nice way. We can take some of the kids, we can take me, so we can take our daughters to the gala and kind of celebrate with them then. So
you're my hot date. And you're my other hot date. I have to look both ways. I got 2.
With that being said, Mel's going to show us a nice Valentine's inspired craft with some of her Stampin' Up items. And Erin is going to make a love coupon that everyone can download from our website, and you can give to your spouse, to your children, and just make something, you know, a little homemade for Valentine's Day. So we hope you enjoy this episode.
So I'm going to show you guys how to make a few Valentine's crafts with your kids, or what I'm going to be doing since I don't have any kids. I'm going to be making them and giving them to my coworkers at work. So what I've used is all Stampin' Up materials. One thing I'm going to show you is to make little sucker covers. So you've just got the sucker on the back. And then the other one, we have these clear cello bags, and you can either use jelly beans, or if you want, you can use licorice. And I've just decorated them 2 different ways. So I'm going to show you how to decorate the jelly bean cover, but this one we're going to be using some of the same materials, so I'll show you that when I get to that one. So for the sucker cover, what I've done is I've used the Stampin' Up! It's called More and More Designer Series paper, and in it you get a bunch of hearts that are already die cut for you. So you have the Primrose Petals or the Regal Rose hearts. So what I did is I just took my scissors and I just trimmed around it, and I'm going to recreate this one right here. So for that one, I'm just going to take my basic black stamp pad, and I'm going to use Happy Valentine's Day from our Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set, and I'm just going to ink it up. And it does not have to be straight. I tend not to stamp straight, so it's homemade. That's what you can tell your friends if they notice. And then what I'm going to do is stamp with, I'm going to be using the Hearts of Flutter stamp set, and this is one of our clear mount stamps. So I already have it mounted on my block. And with this one, I'm going to take my Real Red stamp pad, and I'm going to stamp it. Just move that out of the way. So I've stamped it onto my Whisper White cardstock, and through the magic of television and my framelit, which I've used with my Big Shot, I've cut it out. So you can use any stamp that you have or any punches that you have, or even scissors. You can trim around your heart. And then what I'm going to do, just to add a little bit of glitter to it, or bling, because I like bling on my projects, is we have what's called Real Red Glimmer paper, and I've just taken a section of it. It comes in 12 by 12, but I've just had some scrap paper. So I'm going to take one of our heart punches, and I'm just going to punch it. Oops. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take one of our dimensionals, and I'm just going to stick it on the back. And they're a little bit bigger, so dimensionals let you have a little bit of 3D to your project. Just going to stick it on there. And I'm just going to place it right in the center of my heart. Just again to add a little bit of glimmer to your project. And then I'm going to take my snail. So you can use, again, any adhesive that you have. And this is not, there we go. So you can use, if you have a glue stick, or like I said, these snail adhesives are really good. And I'm just going to kind of offset my extra hearts. And then what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to put some more. I like using this snail stuff, especially with the suckers, just because it's easier to work with than a glue stick. And then I'm just going to place my sucker. So I've just used a regular sucker that I got at Walmart, actually. And then you're just going to stick it on. And then you have a cute little way to cover your sucker. So if your kids are giving it at school, or like I said, I'm going to be doing it with my coworkers, it's just something little, but just, you know, an extra little thing on Valentine's Day. And if you wanted to, I just added some ribbon on it, so you can do that as well. So for my jelly bean cover, what I've done is I pre-did the jelly beans already in the cello bag. So these are 1 inch by 8 inch cello bags. And I use my red and pink jelly beans. And I'm going to use that glimmer paper again, but this time I'm going to punch out a bigger heart. And I'm going to use that same Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm going to just do it in black again. In my sample I have it in red, so again you can use whichever color you'd like. And then I'm going to take another punch, move some of this stuff out of the way. So again, any punches that you have at home, or, you know, again, you can use scissors. So this is our word window punch, and it just frames this greeting very nicely. And I'm just going to, again, take a bit of my snail. And, you know, you can place it where you'd like on the heart. I like to kind of off-center it a little bit. And then what I'm going to use for that, because I don't want it to go anywhere, is we have what's called sticky strip, and it's double-sided tape, and once you put it down you cannot get it off your project. So if you are helping your kids with it, just you know, tell them that if it's, you know, if it's not perfect, nothing, again, it's homemade, it doesn't need to be perfect. Oops, my little greeting came off. There you go. So all I'm going to do is lay down my jelly beans, and adhered my heart to it, and then you got a cute little Valentine's Day project. So again, sucker covers, or if you want to use jelly beans, or like I said, I have licorice, just something fun to do with your kids and give to people you love. I do have a stamping blog. It's www.stampingforthestars.com, and I do offer classes out of my home, and I do have a Mommy and Me class coming up on February 10th. So if you're interested, please visit my website and you can register online there, and we'll be making more Valentine's Day crafts. So yeah, I hope you'll be able to join me, or I hope you'll be able to stamp with your kids soon.
Hi everybody! So being a bit of a geek myself, I thought I would show you guys a fun little thing that you can do for Valentine's Day for your partner, or even friends and family, but you might want to change them from love coupons to something else. Maybe like, like I love you coupons, and then maybe they could be like, hey, let's get together for coffee. So cute things like that. But I'm going to show you just how to do a love coupon. The last thing I was about to do here was insert a little heart of sorts. But I think love coupons are really cute. I mean, they're cheesy for some people, but they're also a super cute idea and really inexpensive because you can make them yourself and then print them on your home computer. And basically what a love coupon is like something that you would give someone to be able to redeem. So in this case, this one says this coupon's entitles the recipient to receive 1 free back massage. And then you can make multiple and staple them together and make like a little booklet. Again, super cute, affordable Valentine's Day thing, and doesn't take you a whole lot of time. So what you want to do is open Microsoft Word. If you have Microsoft Word, I'm sure most people do. And then you're going to go to Table, Insert Table, and you're just going to make this 1 column, 1 row, and click OK. It's going to look pretty plain, so we're just going to go ahead and write a love coupon, and we're going to put this entitles the recipient to receive 1 date night out to the restaurant of their choice. Okay, so I've already created one up here, so I'll just show you what I've done. So I'm going to select the table, right click, and go to Table Properties, and then I'm going to go to Borders and Shading, and I'm going to choose this option right here, which is one of the borders, and then I've made it red, and it's already been a 3-point border. So I'm going to click OK, and that's going to make the area around my coupon a pretty border. I'm going to hit Enter just to give us more space, and I'm going to center this whole thing by pressing the center button. We're going to select this and choose, in this case, a font that I have on my computer called Jenna Sue, and we're going to make it a larger size and make it red. And then what I'm going to do is put an enter, and in here I've gone to openclipart.org, and they have a whole library of free clip art that you can use. There's no charge or anything. You can view the image, edit the image, or download it. What I do is I simply just right click and copy image. You don't want to do this with any image on the internet. Like, make sure that it's okay to use, and then go back to Word and paste the image in. I'm going to just do a really quick resize. And there you go. Once you already have one created, you can just select the whole table and copy it, and then come down below it, below the coupon, and then paste it in. And that way you can just update it with a new picture and they stay the same size. So that's it. So you can create a whole bunch of these, again, staple them together. I mean, you can get really creative. This is a super basic one that I knew everyone could do, but I mean, clearly if you've got Photoshop, you can make them look really, really nice. But I mean, you don't have to by any means. They can be very much just a, whatever design you desire. So have a lot of fun with it. Let me know if you have any questions. Just post them as a comment to this video. But I think the love coupons are a cute little gift for your loved one at Valentine's Day.
Well, thanks so much for watching this episode of Ottawa Valley Moms Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Ottawa Valley Moms. You can also find us on Twitter at twitter.com/Ottawa Valley Mom with no S. And on the website, of course, this episode will be posted, and you can come to the website, ottawavalleymoms.com, click on the OVM show in the top bar, find today's episode, and leave a comment. Let us know if you've tried Mel's Craft, or if you've printed out the love coupon to make a little coupon booklet, and of course just share with us what you do on Valentine's Day, because it's always
let us
fun to
know.
hear.
Let us know how you keep your romance alive. We'd love to talk about
Yeah.
that.
we want to know not all the details. Keep it PG. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next episode.
And happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day.
Bye.